One of the things that has come to light is there was a survey done recently of 100 business leaders, and they were asked how long they thought this current situation was going to last. And I think over 75% said 4 to 5 months. The science says it's not going to be finished for 18 months, 2 years, maybe longer. So people need to start looking at what's going to happen in 2 years. And I appreciate this, that you have to do your due diligence and KYC, you prefer a face-to-face meeting to meet the people and the suppliers. What happens if you can't and you have to do it remotely? Do you think there will be a surge in professional, ethical companies that will offer that as like Dun & Bradstreet used to do for credit? If you can't meet these people personally, then you're going to have to do it remotely.
Yes, that is absolutely the case. However, I think my slightly different view on that, or take on that, is that we've already seen and are already seeing in the worst affected parts of the world, which was where the epicenter of this crisis was, which is Asia, that business is finding a way to morph around the idea of, being completely socially distant, being completely remote. And I would use, again, examples like Hong Kong, which is one of the most densely populated countries in the world, or cities in the world, with one of the lowest death rates per capita in the world, despite the density, and still with no vaccine, at least on the near-term horizon. As I said, business is back to inverted commas normal, and they're managing to keep their infection rates and mortality rate at near zero for now almost 3 weeks. So there is a way to do this. There are ways to do this. It requires responsibility and cooperation from sort of different stakeholders, for the want of a better word. So I'm not trying to avoid your question. I'm just suggesting that I don't see a world where we are locked down permanently for 18 months, where we physically cannot meet anybody for fear of death or otherwise. So I think there will be a change. However, I do agree with you in the sense that there is an increasing need for people to think, including us, think about how we do more of our work remotely, and minimize, to the extent possible, the amount of contact and so on required. And for example, if we're investing in, let's say, a country where there's a higher risk of contamination because, maybe they haven't got their situation under control as best as some other countries, then, I'm not going to risk people on my team, any of our investors, any of our directors, wanting to hold to the fact that we must meet people. I mean, we'll take a sensible approach. And in a sense, that's one of the beauties of Adam. Because we're a Pan-Asian investment company, we can invest anywhere in Asia, but we don't have to invest in any particular country. So we can move our investment focus around depending on how the situation unfolds, frankly, over the next 12 to 18 months.